Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to talk about buying and selling online on the secondary. If this does not pertain to the dealers or the makers directly or anything like that. This is, me and you buying and selling knives to each other is what this topic's about. I'm not going to review these knives. They're just here so you're not looking at a black mat the whole time I ramble here for a few minutes. I run a couple of Facebook groups, and because I run these groups, oftentimes members will reach out to me when they've sold something because there's a problem, or they've bought something and they think there's a problem. And full disclosure, I'm not responsible if you buy or sell something on a group that I have, but I do like to help out. I can be a mediator. I have talked to both the buyer and seller in the past, and just kind of given my insight. A lot of it is somebody calling, reaching out to me and saying, what do you think about this? Am I wrong when I say this? Or, it's more just their thought and a sounding board. And recently something came up on one of the groups where somebody had sold a knife. The buyer got the knife, and I don't remember if they had said, hey, thank you, I got it, or, just confirmed that it was received. I don't remember that. But about 5 days after the person received the knife, they reached out to the seller saying that there was a problem, that there was lock slip. Basically, the lock would fail and it would close all on its own. And something about the finish on the blade. It was like and I saw some pictures and video of it. Basically, that there was a problem with the finishing on the blade. I don't know how it turned out yet because this recently, legit just happened over the last few days, and I have not heard the final outcome. And I do like to hear because I'm curious about these things. And, it got me thinking, how do we as a seller protect ourselves? First off, let's talk about that, and then we'll talk about the buyer. But let's say, you've taken some pictures, they're great pictures, you've posted them online, and somebody buys your knife. $100, $500, $1,000, doesn't matter. How do you protect yourself when you ship it? One, when you take pictures of your knife, when you're going to post it online, take detailed pictures. Take a bunch of pictures. Don't just take one picture. I mean, you can, but tell them you'll have more pictures available sometimes. And I'm guilty of it. I will take a picture that I have that I use, I posted on Instagram, a while back, of a knife I finally decided to sell. And maybe I am not even at home. So I'm just going to grab one picture from before. I'm going to post it up, say, hey, I've got X number, X model knife for sale, X dollars, and hit me up if you want more pictures. Totally okay. When they do ask for more pictures, give them a bunch of detailed pictures. Get some close-ups. If there are any blemishes at all, take pictures of the specific blemishes. Oftentimes, it's easier to grab your phone, take a quick video, and walk around, kind of zoom in and just kind of show the entire blade, show the entire handle, and this is, maybe not for every posting, but when you're getting close to making a deal with somebody, really go through the whole knife and point out and say, oh, hey, there's a notch here or there's a scratch there. This is a great example. If I was going to sell this fighter flipper that I just did the torture testing on, you would zoom in and you would say, look at the edge. Okay, there's some damage, right here and right here, and really point out where the issues are with the knife so that the buyer is completely aware of the condition. Okay? So barring that, you've done that, you've given them a video. How do you make sure that when they get it, they don't say, well, that's not the video that you sent me. That's not, they can always say, well, those must have been pictures that you sent me a month ago, or you took a month or two back. I pulled this knife out. I just did a video on this one. This is the knife that we're going to give away when we hit 1,000 subscribers. Check out that video for more details on that. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So it got me thinking, how do I protect myself as a seller? And what I often will do is I will take pictures of it as I'm putting it in the box to ship. And then it's dated on the picture, when I took the picture, and I may email them or text them to that person right then and say, hey, I just put in the box, here's your tracking number, here's the pictures of it. What maybe is a good idea, and I don't do this, but maybe it's what we all should do, or what I may do, is take a quick video as you're packaging it up. Do a quick walk around. Okay, here I am, I'm packaging up your knife. Here it is, and, literally show it, then being put into a zippered case. You did a walkthrough video, you put it in the case, and then you stick it in the box. And maybe you then either send that video to the buyer, or maybe you just hold on to it in case there's a problem once the buyer gets it. I don't know. I want your guys' your comments down below. This might have been a video that would be good for a live stream. Not set up for that yet, but I really would like your feedback. The other thing to do to protect yourself as a buyer is kind of opposite. Ask for a video. Ask for detailed pictures. Ask that they for sure send you tracking information. Have a discussion, both as buyer and seller, on how are you shipping it? I know a lot of times we just say, it's $300 shipped or $200 shipped. Whatever the number is, it doesn't matter. X dollars shipped. As a buyer, I kind of like to know, how are you shipping it? Are you shipping it slow boat from China, even though it's coming from 3 states away? Are you shipping it UPS? Are you shipping it, USPS, DHL, FedEx? Are you putting insurance? Will I need to sign for it? Have that discussion as the seller and the buyer with each other before you actually ship it. I typically, just me personally, if you buy a knife from me ever, which would mean I'd have to actually try to sell some, which I'm thinking of doing. So yes, I may be posting some up this week. Depending on the price of the knife, I ship overnight UPS. There's a UPS distribution center near me, so I can just drop a package off there. I can do the label online, and I can do overnight or second day, depending on where you live and depending on the cost of the knife. Oftentimes I will just do priority mail USPS, because again, I can print that out at my house and I can leave it right on my front porch for the postman to pick up, and you get it in 2 to 3 days, depending on where you live again. But I try to have those conversations with the buyer prior. It's happened to me before. He was supposed to have sent me something priority, and 3 or 4 days later I hadn't got it, and then he's like, oh, well, I repackaged it and I sent it normal ground, it's going to be there in another 3 days. And I'm like, dude, we traded, and I had sent you my half of the trade almost instantly, the same day it went out, and it was USPS priority because that's what we had agreed to. So have those discussions prior to the shipment so that there is full understanding on both sides and there's no confusion and no hurt feelings or upsetness on one side or the other. The other thing you can do is ask for some references. Sometimes that's easy, sometimes it's not. You know, if you are in the same Facebook group with them, ask other people in the group if they've got any, you know, feedback. Maybe they've bought and sold from others before. You can get an idea if it was a good experience or a bad experience. And that's both for the buyer and the seller. For the buyer, you know, talk about friends and family versus goods and services. There are pros and cons on both sides. I am not telling you that you should only do it one way or the other. I am saying have a conversation with the seller or the buyer on how you would like to do it, and you all agree on the way to do it. Because as long as everybody's in agreement, then there is no problems. And I have done both as a buyer and seller, friends and family, and goods and services. There's no wrong way. If you want to be, you know, there are arguments both ways, and that can be a whole different video topic, as well as shipping. You know, I was going to maybe get into shipping, but let's save shipping for another video because this one's already dragging out. So I think communication is the key. Being upfront as a seller. If there is damage, say there's damage. If there are scratches, say there's scratches and point them out wherever the scratches are. Me as a buyer, if I know there's scratches over here or there's some scratches on the clip, as long as I know about it ahead of time and I see the pictures of it, I'd be like, yeah, no big deal. I still buy it. I'll still pay you the same price most times. I don't care. If you tell me it's like new in box and I get it and I open it up and I see a bunch of scratches on the clip and you know, a little gouge down here or something from the rivet in your pocket, A, I'm going to be pissed. 2, I'm going to probably reach out to you. I may want to send it back and it just gets ugly. So open and honest communication is the key when it comes to buying and selling online, I think. Lots of pictures, lots of references if you can. Videos, just videos. You don't need to be all fancy with studio lights and black background. Just do a video outside in natural light. Do a video under the kitchen table light. You know, something. I think that goes a long way with the buyer to make them feel more comfortable. And then be completely open and upfront about shipping practices, what carrier you are using, and if there's a signature required. Because the last thing somebody wants is to have signature required and not know about it, have UPS swing by the house when you're not there, and then they don't deliver the next day. They take it to some shipping center down the street that you then have to go over to, and it's a hassle to get. When if you knew that there was signature required, you could have addressed that as a buyer and made sure you were home, had your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, you know, whatever, stay home or swing by. You know, there are options if you know. So again, open, honest communication on both the buyer and the seller's point of view. So please let me know down below any good experiences if you have had, bad experiences you've had, and any other items that you as a buyer or you as a seller either do as a normal course of business or you wished the other party would do as a normal course of business on their side. I would love to hear about it, and I think all of the viewers would love to hear more information on this so that we can all protect ourselves in this hobby and in this community as we move forward. So thanks for watching. I didn't mean to ramble on so long, but I hope you appreciate it and you found this interesting. So have yourselves a great day, and we will see you on the next one.